Journey for You is a platform that I've created, and it is a motivational, inspirational, fitness, career with regards to life in general. And it is a platform for you to be able to visit my YouTube channel, be able to take in some of the videos, and to be able to hopefully help you in your journey throughout this life that we live. Motivate and inspire so that you can be your best self. I don't do things the way a lot of people do. I do things that work in the best interest of me, and how I feel is the way I should be handling things, and how I can show people that there is a different way. Hi, my name is Aggie Christopher, and I want to talk to you about the power of kindness. Kindness, positivity, that's what I think really inspires people. I think that when you can take somebody who is down and give them a little bit of hope, have them feel that this is a better world, this is a good world, and we can live in this world. But if everybody just did one thing each day, just one kind thing for another individual, I think that this world would definitely be a much better place to live. That's the power of kindness. I'll tell you a story about an experience that happened to me a number of years ago at a company that I was working with. There was an individual that I was working with, and there was already some friction between us because of the fact that I had come from a different company, and I was awarded a job that this individual felt that I shouldn't have claimed, that it should have been somebody else within the company because I was just new to the organization. So as time went on, and I tried my best to be able to, mitigate or minimize any sort of friction with this individual. But she was a very aggressive individual and certainly wanted to have her say in whatever happened and make sure that her voice was heard. So this one particular day, this individual, and she had applied for a job that was in the same department that I was in. And there was a number of candidates that had applied for the position. And there was somebody that applied for the position that was more qualified for her in order to take on that position. So with this individual and with the personality that she had, we knew that it was going to be a tough sell back to her to let her know that she didn't get the position and that somebody else did. So I was left with the task of being able to relay that information and communicate to her that somebody else had gotten the position because of their knowledge, because of the experience that they had, and that unfortunately she wasn't the candidate that was going to fit that role. This individual was very irate, very upset with the whole situation, and needless to say, just made things worse between her and I. A few months later, she had come into the department, and the individual that had gotten the job, the team was split into 2 different districts, and she was a part of his team. And this individual wasn't in the office at the time. So when this person came in, she was already agitated and already was looking to have a confrontation. So she had asked if this individual was in, and I said no. And she got very irritated. And I said that if you wanted me to call this individual for you to see what time he'd be in. And she said, no, don't do me any favors. I don't need you to do anything for me. So at that point, I knew in order for me to be able to end the situation or be able to calm the situation, I had said to her, it seems my being here is agitating or irritating you. So what I'm going to do is I have some work that I need to do down at the other end of the building. So I'll leave you within the office, and I'll come back when the individual has come or when you've left. So take your time, don't worry about it. So I got up from my desk to leave in order to go down to the other part of the building to do some work. And this individual jumped up, grabbed me by the shoulders, and spun me around and said, "You're not going anywhere." And I was quite shocked, obviously, to have somebody put their hands on me. But I had said to the individual, okay, I'm going to ask you to take your hands off my shoulders, and I'm going to walk out that door, and you're going to sit yourself down and you're going to take your time and do whatever it is, but I'm going to leave the office and I'm leaving right now. So I did. I left and I went down to the other end of the building. And at that point, I heard a page for me to go to this district manager's office. So I went to the district manager's office, and when I did, she was sitting in her district manager's office waiting for me. And I went into the office, and the individual, the manager, said to me, if you can come in and close the door, I have something that I need to talk to you about. And I said, sure, close the door, no problem. He asked me to sit down, and I said, I don't have a lot of time, so I don't need to sit down, so if you can let me know what it is that you need. And he said, I understand that this individual put her hands on you. And I said, I have no idea what you're talking about. And he said, I understand from this other individual in your department that there was an altercation that just happened, and this individual put her hands on you. And I said, I have no idea what you're talking about, but if that's what you wanted to talk to me about, then I have more important things to do, and I'll talk to you later. And I left his office, and I went back to my office to get some work done. A few minutes later, the individual that had put her hands on me came down to the office and asked if she could speak with me and if we could go for a walk out into the parking lot. So I said, sure, no problem. We started walking out into the parking lot, and she looked at me to be very bewildered, and she was quite taken back because of the fact that she had expected there to be a different situation. And she'd said to me, I don't understand. Why didn't you tell him that I put my hands on you? Why did you act as if nothing happened? And I said, I understood from the moment that you came into my office that you were already going through something, and me adding to it wasn't going to help you. That what you needed at this point was you needed some kindness, and you needed somebody to show you that there is a different way, especially when we're agitated, especially when we feel like we have more rights than other people. I thought that the best thing that I could do for you and the best example that I could show you is that you don't always have to address situations with anger or with, accosting somebody. That's not the way you want to lead. You want to lead by being able to reach out and understand where the other person is coming from. And she had said, well, you know that if the role were reversed and you had done to me what I did to you, I would have gotten you fired in a minute. And I said, I know you would have. But the thing is that I don't do things the way a lot of people do. I do things that work in the best interest of me, and how I feel is the way I should be handling things, and how I can show people that there is a different way. And funnily enough, from that day forward, this individual became a very strong ally of mine. And it was an individual that really, it made a difference, because that one small step of kindness that I did to be able to show her that there's a better way helped her in her future endeavors. And that's where it is so, I think there's such a, I think that there's such a strength, and there's such the ability to be able to show kindness, that you are going to do much more good by showing somebody that kindness, as opposed to taking somebody, out at the knees and thinking that that gives you power. That doesn't give you power. What gives you power is the ability to be able to lead people, to be able to show people that there is a better way. And the only way you can do that is in your own actions. And that's why I think that in many cases, if all of us were to take their best foot and move it forward and do something at times that is maybe out of character, maybe we're the type that we do want to go crazy on people, we do want to put people at a disadvantage. If you just thought for one moment and turned that back on yourself and thought, how would I like it if somebody did this to me? And most people would not like that. So therefore, if you can lead by understanding that you know where you're coming from, but not always do you know where the other individual is, and cutting them some slack and giving them that little break and having them understand that there is kindness, and kindness is greater than any ability, and it has more power than any ability that you can do about trying to harm somebody, as opposed to trying to show somebody a better path. motivate, and inspire so that you can be your best self.